Okay. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Goddess Talk. Oh, let me get comfortable real quick, y'all. I have like myself here in front of me, and then I have y'all in front of me here. So let me get comfortable. Okay, so y'all, today I want to talk my talk on the Goddess Talk about being single and how these feelings of being single usually that men and women go through, but I'm really talking for women now, that women go through that feels heavy when you're navigating singlehood and you feel lonely. It feels like nothing's going right, and how you can alleviate these feelings through making sure you're not self abandoning while you're single. And like this came to me because there's a few reasons why I get these ideas and topics, right? Sometimes it's realizing a lot of the women around me and seeing them going through things, realizing that this doesn't have to be hard. This doesn't have to feel heavy. And the journey in singlehood doesn't have to feel like the end, you know? And I think we're programmed as women to want companionship, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's really nothing wrong with that at all. I want you women that are listening to the Goddess Talk, I want you to know that desiring a relationship is 100% okay. If you have any shame around being in love or liking a man, being interested in someone from childhood wounds, maybe your mother or father shamed you at a young age over liking someone, or they were just never in favor of you being in a relationship. I want you to know that it is 100% okay for you to want a relationship. There is nothing wrong with that. That is not the problem here. Okay. The problem is not desire. We're not tackling our desire. Our desire is okay, and it's a healthy sign that you are in a space that you can provide yourself with desire and know that it is possible, okay? So, um what I wanted to talk about is some of the wounds and pain that women may feel while they're single. And a lot of this actually comes from self abandonment. So let's go into that first before we move any further. Self abandonment is basically going against your morals and values in any situation. Okay. This doesn't have to do with just relationships romantically, this can happen in friendships, family ships, whatever. Okay. So self abandonment is like not listening to what you really want or not honoring your true desires. Okay. And that's where singlehood kind of comes with a little bit of pain when there's self abandonment going on. Ooh, I felt a little something right here. Okay. But when singlehood feels heavy, sometimes, if not all the time, it's because we're self abandoning. Okay. And this I have like my bullet points right here in front of me, y'all. So if I look down, I'm just, making sure I hit my points for y'all. So usually self-abandonment is real sneaky. You won't really, it's not this grand, huge um wake up call or like this big fat moment. It's not dramatic. Okay. Your self abandonment is not dramatic. It's very sneaky. It's like a snake. It's very silent. You might not even know you're doing it. Okay. So some of the self abandonment stuff that I used to do was initiating contact. Okay. So if you've done that recently, honey, I want you to pull your energy back to yourself. This is only for women who are single and dating. If you're already in a committed relationship, that's a whole different story that we're not talking about today. Some of the ways that I used to self abandon was initiating contact with men. Okay. Initiating contact, giving way too much emotional weight to situations that really were nothing. Um, what else? Trying to control where a connection was going. Okay. What else? Those are a few that oh, some other ones. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one, okay? So, this is a little sneaky self-abandonment, okay? Allowing inconsistent men to come in and out of your life like you're a revolving door. I was guilty of this, okay? Is my little button on? I hope she's on. Yeah, she's on. Okay. This is my little lavalier, okay? So, allowing inconsistent men in and out of my life like I was a swinging door. No. Okay. That's self abandonment. And once, like, I started studying dating in a healthy way, especially for someone who has CPTSD and approaching that differently. Y'all, I have been in a 2, 3 year self study of dating. And a lot of it, I'm not gonna get into astrology, but relationships are very important to me of all kind. Okay. This is why I went into it. And this is probably like the longest I've been single. This is why I started studying it to learn how to properly date. So once I started allowing myself to have rules and standards that honored my moral compass and my values, y'all, let me tell you, it's different. This is different. And you're gonna feel different doing this because it's very new. You're gonna feel like, oh, I'm being too mean. I'm closing myself off. A lot of people will tell you to your space that your standards are too high. When you stop entertaining men that come in and out, that go more than 3 days without talking to you, and the fourth, fifth day they contact you back, or 2 weeks later they contact you back, you're gonna, and when you start sharing this information with others, others will start telling you your standards are too high, you're doing too much. I want you to stay in your power. I want you to understand that aligning yourself with a relationship that is truly for you and your match as a divine feminine, you're going to have to crack down and shave off all the access. Okay, all the overdoing, all the inconsistency, all the overcompensating, all the emotional weight. Once you start shaving all of that off and you have your structure on how you're going to date, this is going to secure and protect you so that self abandonment does not happen. Okay, so here's what I follow. If a person goes more than 3 days without communicating with me, they're not that interested. And that's okay, right? You're going to have to get extremely secure in your ego and your self esteem as you navigate these new dating patterns as well. Because instead of you getting outward validation from anybody, you're going to give it to yourself. When someone goes more than 3 days without speaking to you and your self-esteem and ego gets a little shaky, I want you to stand up, physically stand up and tell yourself, I am still an amazing woman despite how this very short connection went. Period. And repeat that to yourself as much as you need to. Okay, your self-worth is not defined by someone's lack of interest. You are not possibly likable to everybody on earth, okay? You are not everyone's dream woman. You are one man's dream woman. That's why you need to have these standards and make sure you're not self-abandoning so that he can find you. Okay? But because your true divine masculine wants you to have standards, wants you to honor yourself, and wants you not to abandon yourself. Okay. A big thing for me, like I've always been kind of like hard to get, but going back in the dating scene after I had my daughter and being single for so long, I had absolutely no idea what I was getting myself into. It was a lot different. I feel like when I was younger in my early 20s and late teens, it was really easy to get together with someone, but that's because I wasn't listening to any red flags. I was just allowing any man who gave me attention and wanted a relationship with me, I was giving it to them. But it wasn't as I look back, it was not people that I truly wanted to be with. It was like, "Oh, they're choosing me, so I have to choose back." Because, whatever inside of me, we don't have to break down the past right now, but, I just went along with it. So the moment that I stopped chasing, I realized actually it's really tough to get into a true divine feminine and divine masculine relationship because you withholding your energy, not it's not even withholding, you containing your divine feminine energy and not letting it leak by reaching out, putting in effort, um, not chasing, not allowing the door to stay open. Once you do that, it's gonna get really boring. Dating is gonna get a little boring for a second because the more standards you have, the quicker people weave themselves out of your life. Okay? That's just how it works. And I want you to make peace with this now. If you're watching this video and after this video, you write down some of these points, you start structuring your dating life and what you're not going to do instead of writing down what can I do to help myself get single in 20 I mean to get taken. Okay, let's go back. You're going to write down how can I help myself get into a relationship by fall 2026. Instead of adding things that you need to do, I want you to subtract. I want you to say, I, Sade, will not chase. I, Sade, will not reach out. I, Sade, will not allow a man to come back into my life after 3 days of no communication. I, Sade, you set these standards, and I want you to, instead of doing more, I want you to do less. Okay? I want you to do less. This is for dating, okay? This is for being courted and dated. If you are interested in traditional masculine and feminine energy of courting, this is for you, okay? We're not getting into when you're in a relationship right now. We're just talking about dating, okay? I want you to use this time as well as you're single, recreating your dating standards, recreating your patterns. I want you to use this time as a time for embodying who you are. What does that mean? Like, what does that mean, right? Like even I ask myself that to make sure I understand as a human being what that means. When I think about embodiment, part of it is acceptance, and part of it is connecting with your divine feminine energy without apology, unapologetically. Embodiment is like, this is how I envision some of the stuff I do on a day-to-day basis that are embodiment, okay? So when I embody my essence, my soul, my human vessel, sometimes that feeling of embodiment comes when I'm physically active. When I'm playing music in my room and I'm dancing with myself. When I am alone and I take a long, nice shower and I put shea butter all over myself. Um, I wear something sexy. I put perfume on. You are, when you are tending to yourself, You are embodying your essence. Okay. Embodiment comes in very different ways for each woman. I want you to identify what embodiment really means to you and how you naturally do it. And I want you to use this time in your single journey to 1000% embody yourself. Get obsessed with yourself. I want you girlies to be hanging out with your girlfriends. I want you to be talking to your friends on the phone, keeking it up. I want you to stay in that divine feminine energy that men love. Men love women being women, especially a traditional masculine man. So anything you do to keep yourself sane, beautiful, healthy, vibrant, those are all the things you're going to do to make sure you're embodying all of you during this single time, okay? What else? Okay. Last point. So, I want you guys to remind yourself as well as you navigate singlehood and when you have those tough moments, I want you to remember that being chosen does not define your self worth. Okay. A lot of this singlehood work is making sure you are unshakable. Your self esteem and your ego cannot be shaken by any man who lacks whatever, who comes in and doesn't give you what you want. I want you to stay so much in your power, rooted calmly, gracefully, and send them out. Send them out. Whoever doesn't give you what you want, send them out gracefully. Ego stays in check. Self esteem stays in check. Okay. If singlehood is feeling heavy for you right now, ask yourself where you're abandoning yourself. Simple. Write it down. Connect with yourself. I want you to really define where you have been doing too much. When have you been giving too easily? Okay. I think I've been shaking up the camera a little bit, y'all, but that's just how it's going to work. I don't even bother looking at myself. Anyways, I think that's it, you guys. I really hope that you vow to yourself in 2026 that you will do less to receive a connection and understand that your self esteem and your ego and your confidence during your singlehood is your work. Your work right now is to focus on maintaining your ego at a healthy level, boosting your confidence, and giving yourself those moments that feed your self esteem. Okay. Really quickly before I go, some ways that you can um, level up your self esteem is doing challenging things and then, like, I don't want to say winning, but doing challenging things and trying. Okay. A lot of our self esteem, like I read this a long time ago in psychology, a lot of our self esteem as women comes from our dads helping us with sports when we're younger, being at our games, even if we lose. The part of us that creates self esteem, a lot of it is under knowing we are capable of doing something. So, in order to boost up your self esteem, do new things, and it's okay if you don't do them well the first time either. Self esteem doesn't come from like winning or conquering. Self esteem comes from trying and knowing you tried. Some people win. Let's say you want to go on a softball team to boost your self-esteem and you guys win all the games. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. But boosting your self-esteem comes from daily acts that are enough. Okay, that's how I'm gonna explain it. Daily acts that are enough. Okay. So if you enjoyed this video, if you are currently single on your single journey, newly single, years into singlehood, I really want you guys to start having fun with it. I want you to have girly time. I don't care what kind of girly you are, if you're emo girly, if you're beach girly, I don't care what you are. I want you to do your girly things, okay? Go to Hot Topic, get cute bows, do your hair, do it all, okay? Wear all black, wear the combat boots, be cute. I don't care. Okay. If you're a beachy girly, go do that. Be cute with your friends. Go out and do new things. I want you to honor yourself and your body. Trust your body. Trust your body. That's the most important thing. Okay. Trusting your body and have fun with it. Start embodying yourself, your self esteem, your confidence. Get obsessed with yourself, love yourself, fall in love with yourself over and over and over as you do things. As you do different things, as you start honoring yourself, allow yourself to fall in love with yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and remind yourself, oh my gosh, I am such a unique human being. I am on earth and this is the only person that looks like me. I am beautiful. I am smart, intelligent, whatever. Do what you need to do. That's my point. I think that's all, ladies. I love you guys so much. If you want to stay around, please join us. Join the Goddess Angels. The Goddess Angels is open. You can go to my IG and my channel, my broadcast channel. Subscribe here. Stay around. Comment what you're gonna do for your love and relationship goals for 2026. What you're not gonna do anymore. Okay, let's list down what you're not gonna do anymore. That's gonna help you find your person. And yeah, girlies, I will see you guys later. It was so nice being here and connecting with you guys. I'm so excited for more Goddess Talk videos in 2026. I think that's it, ladies. I'll see y'all later. Bye.